Welcome to your Saturday edition of Wasatch Weekends. I'm your host, Maddie Evans, and what a great few days for the snow conditions that we've been having. If you've not yet made your way out into the mountains, we highly recommend that you do so, only because it is so breathtaking out there. We've got a great show in store for you for the next little bit, so I hope that you have your nice warm cup of coffee or tea or whatever it is that you like to drink in the morning and you're snuggled up before you hit the slopes. Now we're going to introduce you to some incredible athletes that are very young, who have very promising futures in the snow sports industry, and then we're going to take you over to Sun and Ski Sport to maybe help you get your gear nice and ready for the season. And if you have not waxed your skis or board yet, it's a great time to do so. Let's take a look at that local weather forecast, and then we're going to introduce you to some great athletes.
This resort report is brought to you by Sun and Ski Sports, your new mountain sports headquarters.
Welcome back to the show. It's a really exciting time as we are lining up for Dew Tour to take place all over, and we're here with a very special guest. I've got Patty Zoe joining me. Patty, I am so excited to meet you.
Thank you. Me too.
Of course. Now, you are probably one of the youngest people competing at Dew Tour, correct?
Yeah.
And how old are you?
I'm 11.
11, that's such a fun age. Now let's talk a little bit about your snowboard career. How old were you when you got on your first snowboard?
I was 2 years old when I got on my first snowboard with a lollipop in hand. Yum, yum, yum.
I could imagine that you were probably the cutest person out there on the mountain, right?
Yes, probably. Nobody was cute as me.
Nobody's as cute as you. I 100% agree. So what got you into snowboarding? How did you find out that you loved it?
Lollipops got me into snowboarding. Because when I was younger, I could only eat lollipops when I was snowboarding.
Oh, so it was a bribe tool with the lollipops to get you out there on the mountain.
Yes.
Then what's your favorite kind of lollipop?
I don't know. Watermelon or strawberry.
And so then are lollipops your favorite part of snowboarding now? Or do you like that you can like totally be the coolest girl on the mountain and fly high like a superhero?
It's probably because I can find mountain creatures on the mountain because it's so fun trying to find squirrels and naming them, you know.
What's the best squirrel name you've come up with so far?
I have a few good ones. So I named this fat little squirrel Ayumu. Well, it's very cute. And then I named another squirrel. It was like sort of longish, I guess. And I called it Scotty James because Scotty is really tall.
Yeah, and he's a really good snowboarder. Do you look up to him as one of the great snowboarders?
Yes, I look up to Scotty and Ayumu. They're both really awesome. And I also look up to Red Gerard and a bunch of other snowboarders.
Now, you snowboard, but you also do some other activities. So what other sports do you like to participate in?
I like to surf, and I surf in the summers in Waco, and I also like skate sometimes. But now, like, because of like the progression is going higher and like everybody's getting so much better, if I get on the right track, I just don't want to stop. And I have to squeeze some time for studies, and so I don't have a lot of time for skateboarding, sadly.
That's okay, because I've seen some videos of you on your snowboarder, and I think that, or on your snowboard, and I think that you're progressing just fine. You're absolutely incredible.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Now, what got you into doing the snowboarding and all the tricks in the half pipe?
So like what got me to pursue half pipe is probably so like my first two seasons in Japan, they're like these in a lot of resorts, there are like these valleys and the locals call it natural made half pipes, and I just love to ride in it, and it was just so fun going up and down, up and down. And then also when I was younger, I surfed. Well, I surf a lot, but when I was younger, I got on a wave. If I do a very good bottom turn and I come up and hit the lip, it has the same exact feeling, and I just love it. That's what got me to pursue in half pipe.
Which I think is so cool that you have such a great crossover between the snowboarding and the surfing. And I've seen some of the videos of you surfing, and you are so fun to watch.
Well, thank you. I just started doing some back fives and front side airs and front fives and stuff. It's like very fun to do.
And how many competitions do you think you've been in this far?
Hmm, not a lot. Dew tour is probably my best.
And is Dew Tour the one that you're most excited for this season?
Yes, I am so excited for Dew Tour, and I'm so excited for tomorrow and the day after tomorrow. I can't believe I'm in Dew Tour.
I can believe that you're in Dew Tour because there is no one better out there, I think, than you. I'm just going to say
I'm flattered.
it. I would be. I like want to be you when I grow up.
Thank you.
You're so welcome. Now, where's your favorite place that you've been snowboarding so far?
My favorite place is Copper, and it's because Copper is just such a beautiful mountain. And when I look, I think the whole thing's sparkling because so many champions grew up here with the best style. And then I feel like when you ride here, you never get bored because there's so many combinations here. It's so fun to ride in, and I feel like that's why Copper is so magical.
I feel like Copper is pretty magical too. I really like the chairlift with the big blue bubble on it. How about you?
Me too, it's warm.
It,
Today was freezing.
I bet it was cold. And so, what do you do to stay warm out there?
Wow, I ride, duh, I have fun.
And how many layers do you put on?
Three, two. Two actually, but this is another layer I put it on.
I like it. I like it a lot. I like your style, and I really like watching you ride. So if people want to come see you ride, can they catch you at Copper Mountain? Because you're a pretty big regular there, correct?
Yes, correct, of course.
Patty, thank you so much for taking the time to chat with me. I think that really we should just start our own Patty and Maddie show. How do you feel about it?
I think I agree.
I think it would be a ton of fun.
Yes.
Well, thank you again for taking the time to chat with us, giving us all this great information, and I cannot wait to watch you progress throughout the competitions because I have a feeling that you're going to be one of the best ones out there.
Oh, thank you very much.
You're so welcome. Make sure that you follow along with all of Patty's adventures only because she's the coolest 11-year-old around. We're going to take a short break, and when we come back, we've got more of the show, so stay tuned.
Thank you.
We have so many great athletes that come from around and in our community here, and I'm speaking with one of them right now, Siddhartha Eula. Thank you so much for taking the time to chat with me.
Hi, thank you for having me.
Let's talk about how incredible your career is because this is a big year for you. Not only are you competing in the Dew Tour at 16 years old, but this means you get your driver's license soon too, correct?
Yeah, I'm working on it.
And is this your first Dew Tour?
It is, yeah.
And this one is super unique because you're doing it during a very special time of the month. Would you like to give us some more information on why February is such a great month for you to compete?
Yeah, I'm really excited. February is Black History Month, and I'm looking forward to being able to represent my community and my culture in this competition.
Now, you have had an incredible career because you started super young. So what drove you to get into the snowboard industry?
Well, I didn't really have any connections to snowboarding or know anybody in the snowboard industry, but I just went up on the weekends to my local mountain in California and I really loved it. And so we just found ways for me to keep riding more and more, and eventually we moved out to Colorado.
And how old were you when you first got on a snowboard?
I'd say I was 2.
That is so early. You're walking and then you're, before you know it, right there on a snowboard. Now, you don't only just snowboard, but you surf and skate as well. So do you feel like that helps translate between each sport?
Definitely, yeah. I think that skateboarding is a great cross training, um, especially skating because the transition is super similar to half pipe. And it's really good just to have the air awareness. And I feel like if you can do a trick skating, other than like the flip tricks, because your board's attached to you with snowboarding, um, if you can do it skating, you can pretty much do it on a snowboard.
Which I think is a really great way for you to train. And now you've had a great career so far. So what has been your favorite highlight moment?
I definitely think there's been multiple. Last season, I learned my first double cork in the half pipe, and I think that's definitely one of the moments. Um, Also, at the beginning of last year, being able to compete internationally in my first World Cups, that was super exciting. And this year, I'm really looking forward to competing in Dew Tour.
We're really looking forward to see you in Dew Tour. Now, what kind of drove you towards the half pipe? Because I was watching videos of you and you can do all of the features in the terrain park. So why half pipe?
Well, I really love it. What got me into snowboarding and got me into competing was watching the 2014 Olympics. And I remember seeing one of the riders, Ayuma Hirano, and I saw him and I was like, that's what I want to do. And so I think since then, I've kind of just been trying to find ways to be in the pipe. And watching events like Dew Tour kind of led me to um, be more attracted to the pipe than anything else in the park.
Now, where's your favorite place that you've competed so far?
I I think Copper, it's my home mountain. I think being able to compete in the place you train all the time is a really awesome opportunity. You have so many comps here, and the pipe is just so good every competition.
And then, of course, since you're always on the road, now that you're getting more into snowboarding and you have to balance school and getting your driver's license, how do you manage it all?
Um, I mean, it's difficult sometimes. I think just having a like routine for me, um, and just like prioritizing things time wise. Um, but yeah, there's definitely been some challenges with that.
And so, do you still get out and surf and skate quite a bit?
Yeah, definitely I do. I try when I can.
I would imagine. I'm sure they keep your schedule so busy. Why do you think it's so important for you to represent your heritage and your culture?
It's really just me and where I'm from and myself. I think also, especially because there is a kind of lack of representation in snowboarding. I, my mom also always used to say, like, if you can see it, you can be it. And so I feel like just showing people that there are like opportunities out there that you can follow and just follow what you're passionate about is important.
So you've mentioned one of your mentors so far that you kind of were inspired by to get into pipe. Who are some other mentors that you have in the snowboard industry?
I I think I have a lot of mentors and a lot of people I look up to. It definitely differs for like style and for like all the other parts of snowboarding. Um, I also think though, like riders like Keir Dillon, Russell Winfeld, who kind of paved the way for other black snowboarders and younger riders to come.
And so what are you most excited about as you approach Dew Tour?
I'm just excited for the experience. I am really looking forward to competing against riders that I've looked up to growing up. Um, and I'm just really want to be present in the moment while I compete.
Now, if people want to follow along with your journey, do you have social media where they can find you and follow you?
I do. My Instagram is Sid, so SIDD __ vicious. Um, yeah.
And then people can see all of the cool things that you're up to, whether it's skateboarding, surfing, or doing what you love most and being out there on the snow. Thank you so much for taking the time to chat with us, giving us all this great information, and good luck in the Dew Tour. We can't wait to see how it turns out.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
Make sure that you follow him on Instagram and make sure that you follow along with the Dew Tour, only because there are such incredible athletes of all ages competing this year, and we're really excited to see where this takes them. We're going to take a short break, and when we come back, we've got more of the show.
Well, the winter season is here and the mountain is open here in Park City. And so we wanted to come over to Sun and Ski Sports, talk to Garrett a little bit about ski tuning. Garrett is one of the managers over here at our Park City location. Garrett, thank you so much for joining us. And could you tell us a little bit about what you do here?
So I'm the hard goods coordinator. So basically what I am in charge of is I'm in charge of basically laying out the floor, just making sure we got all of our current season skis, snowboards, boots, bindings, all that stuff out on the floor. That way it's easy for all the customers to kind of come in, take a look at what we got, hopefully get ready for the new season and get out there and enjoy that fresh snow. I also help out here in the tuning section as well, as much as I can. We offer a lot of different stuff in here, and so we just like to help people and get them all set for the season.
Yeah, well, that's kind of the big thing that we want to talk about is the tuning services that are offered here. Could you tell us some of the deals and some of the things that are going on here at Sun and Ski Sports throughout the winter season?
Yeah, so basically some of the stuff that we offer is we offer a variety of different tuning packages for people. So we start off with like our Tune 1, which is going to be our basic tune. That's going to be $60. So basically if you need any base work, so basically over the belt, over the stone, come in, we'll run your skis and snowboard over that. We'll also do a wax, edging, that stuff as well. And then just from there, we kind of go up and add more things, which will add a little bit more price to it. But basically skis, snowboards, is treat it like a car, basically always do your maintenance on it. So coming in every so often, we'll take a look at it and we'll help you out with it. So.
Yeah, that's one of the big things I wanted to ask you about was the maintenance, how important it is. I mean, how important is it for someone to be regularly coming in here, tuning their skis, make sure they're ready for the mountain?
So basically, the more you come in and get it tuned and looked at, making sure it's all fresh and ready to go, the more you'll be able to enjoy the snow. So whenever it's icy, if your edges aren't really sharp, you're going to be slipping and falling. Not going to be having a whole lot of fun with that. If your base is not going to be waxed or anything like that, you're going to be sticking, not going to be having as much fun. You're going to be kind of, again, falling a lot. So the more that we kind of can help control that for you, the more you'll be able to enjoy that. You'll be able to get out more often. And then also it basically like a car, like I said earlier, it will extend the life of the skis and board, just making sure that everything is still dialed in for you. And
how often would you say people should be coming in for a regular skier?
For a regular skier, it truly does depend on how often you're going out. I'd say at least coming in at least every month or a couple months, depending on how often you go. For those more aggressive skiers, you'll definitely want to come in a lot more often. But if you're more of a casual skier, you can kind of get away with kind of skipping every so often.
Yeah. Well, let's kind of take a look into your little office here, I guess I could say. Some of the things that people can expect when they come in here ready to get a tuning service done. What's kind of the step-by-step process that you would go through for someone who's coming in?
So the steps that we do is we start them off here at this computer and we'll have them fill out their information, basically get their height, weight, skier type, age. That way we know the DIN setting and basically can get everything set up for you to get out on the mountain. And then we'll basically take a look at the skis, see what we have to do. If we have to do any base work, we'll take a look at that, make sure that that's going to be dialed in. That will add a little bit extra of a charge just depending on the amount of work that we have to put into it. It starts off at 12 and then goes up further just depending on the materials that we have to use. The other thing that we do is if you're going to be doing a mount with us, we just want to make sure that we have the right jig for you to be able to do a mount. We have most jigs, so a lot of bindings we will be able to mount up for the customers. So we usually don't have an issue with that. And then after that, we basically will mount the skis or adjust the skis if that's what the customer is looking for. After that, once we get into a tune, what we do is we have them, it'll be ran over our belt and stone, adding some material underneath the bottom, just getting rid of the excess. and then just adding that good volume to it and pattern basically. So a lot of skis will have that on the bottom. That way it helps them glide across the snow really easy, and basically we'll do that for everybody to start off. Then we have our edger right here. This is what's going to keep your edges pretty sharp. That way you're not having issues in that ice or compact snow. This will basically keep that life to where you're able to enjoy that and not be falling around a whole lot with that. And then we have our jet waxer right here. This is our final step. We'll run the skis, snowboards over this. This is our waxer right here. That's our buff. So we'll basically run it over this first, and then we'll run over that to add that smooth, kind of glossy finish to it. And then you'll be all set for that season.
Well, that is absolutely fantastic, and it's super important for the life of the ski and making sure that things are ready to go for the season. I'm sure things are going to get really busy here in the next couple of days and the next couple of weeks here. I just wanted to ask you personally, you've been working here for a couple of years. What do you think is maybe one of the most exciting things about the snow season coming up?
Most exciting thing is just being able to get out there and enjoy it. There's nothing quite like Utah snow. I'd even say that it's one of the best places in the world to go ski and snowboard. That's here on our home side in the U.S. Outside of that, you'd basically have to go outside to like Europe or Japan. So it's pretty awesome to be able to have some of the greatest snow here on earth here in our hometown in Park City and kind of all around us. We've got so much different resorts near us too that offers amazing terrain. We've got the Cottonwoods, we got Park City, Deer Valley, Woodward's even over here. So we've got so many different options here to go enjoy that snow that we've got and go have fun. It's kind of gives us the ability to go be like little kids and go play in the snow.
We absolutely can't wait for it. And for anyone who wants to come here, get their skis tuned up, get ready for the season, how can they get here to Sun and Ski Sports? Where are you located? When are you guys open, I should say?
So we're located at the outlets in that lower section. The week of Thanksgiving, we'll be opening up at 8 in the morning until 7 o'clock at night. Just getting everybody ready for their rentals and getting their personal skis and snowboards ready for that day in the snow. So yeah.
Well, Garrett, we really appreciate the time. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
And we cannot wait for the snow season.
This resort report is brought to you by Sun and Ski Sports, your new mountain sports headquarters.
Thank you so much for tuning into your Saturday edition of Wasatch Weekends. I cannot believe we are 25 days into February already. It feels like this winter is flying by. Maybe it's because we've been seeing so much snowfall. We're going to see you tomorrow morning when you tune in to your Sunday edition of Wasatch Weekends. We're here every Friday, Saturday, and Sunday starting at 7 a.m. I've been your host, Maddie Evans, and I'll see you tomorrow morning.